Welcome back to Gold Derby. I'm Chris Rosen. I'm joined by Joyce. Joyce, back to doing this in the daylight because what better? I don't even know what segue I was going to say because we're talking about comedy. I was like, does comedy work in the light? I guess is that like a Joker
not
reference?
for what we do in the shadows.
Oh, there you go. What we did in the shadows last week was me in the dark talking about limited series, I believe.
Yes.
So now we're in the light.
So I guess we can talk about vampires. I don't know.
It's not going to win anything, Joyce. We're here to talk about comedy. A lot of LOLs, including, Joyce, the TCA Awards, which you are a member of TCA, so you give us some great insight into the event of the year.
Well, it was the in-person ceremony was canceled because it was supposed to return to in-person this year. It was supposed to be on this past Saturday, August 6th.
Yes.
So the whole summer tour was supposed to return in person. And then it went virtual again, like literally the week before the tour started. So obviously the ceremony, the TCA Awards ceremony was canceled again, third year in a row. It's a virtual, and it's not even a virtual ceremony. They just sent out the list of winners under embargo and then had the winners record speeches. But the main difference this year is that we actually review the winners in the normal time and like during press tour in the summer, because the past 2 years, when like we knew beforehand it was canceled, the winners were revealed in September, like right before the Emmy ceremony, and now the winners were revealed like right before Emmy voting starts.
So it's possible that these winners, Joyce, could affect what people vote for the Emmys.
Maybe, but I don't really think so. I don't think people care or like the Emmy voters care. So Abbott Elementary swept.
So
1-4.
Yeah. I think so. Here's the thing. I think they could care. That was my hot takeaway from this, because I was like, it's a prominent group that is well covered. There were a lot of headlines about this over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you're an Emmy voter and you're like, what's winning awards lately? You're going to see the TCA voted for Abbott Elementary. And you might think that the television critics know a lot about TV, Joyce.
Well, yes. And this was the 38th year. And, like, obviously everyone in the industry is familiar with TCA.
Yes.
The biannual thing, winter and summer. It's been virtual since summer 2020.
Do you think, let's go here deep, just a deep dive. Do you think the winter tour will be back?
That they want it to be, like, that's always been like their hope. Like, I remember like in summer 2020, even like obviously pre-vaccine, everyone was like fingers crossed for like winter 2021.
So now it's gonna be winter 2023.
Yeah, now it's gonna be winter 2023. So like, who knows? But there's no award. The awards are in the summer, not
right.
But what I mean is like networks and like stars and like everyone like in the industry is familiar with TCA, because that's when they bring their shows to TCA, to the ballroom, and do a panel. And now the panels are virtual, which is like arguably easier for everyone involved, because they don't, like, part of the reason why it went virtual again was COVID, obviously, but like the protocols, and then people don't have to like fly in and like shut down production.
Keep those trains running. That's what they want to do.
They could just like sit down for like a 30-minute panel and then go back to work.
Right. It's easier for the team from Abbott Elementary to continue working on season 2, then take a break from season 2, fly
all the way to Pasadena
in a ballroom, get COVID potentially, and then just go back and delay production when they could just keep burning through production and get the same bang for their buck. That seemingly that's the calculus. I think a lot of these.
Yeah. So then they just sent in speeches.
Right.
So it won program of the year. Outstanding achievement in comedy, which is like the comedy series equivalent. Individual achievement in comedy for Quinta Brunson. So that's like I wouldn't necessarily say it's the comedy acting award, so it's gender neutral, but it's just for anything you do in comedy. So in the past, they've awarded like writers and stuff, like back in like the 90s.
Right. Well, Quinta also a writer, right? So that's a good.
Yeah. So that encompasses like, but people, I think now more days you just have like actors winning. So people think of it as that. Like last year, Michaela Cole won the drama equivalent. And she was obviously like the brains behind I May Destroy You,
Right.
And then won new program. And it had 5 nominations, because Janelle James was also nominated in the individual comedy category.
Right. She wasn't as much of a writer, let's say, on the show. So she didn't get it to win. She couldn't beat Quinta.
It's also not her show. She's the scene stealer.
Right. That's what I mean. Yes. So I actually think this matters. I, even though you're in it and that how that works, I think it could matter. I was thinking about it because So Ted Lasso remains like the overwhelming favorite, right? For comedy. Everybody's remains predicting Ted Lasso.
What's like how close is it right now? I don't have this open.
Yeah, let me go look here. Hot.
I know it's in first, but
hang on, let's see.
Oh, I'm on the wrong page.
This is great stuff. You know what, Joyce? We should prepare for this, mate, because we know we're gonna do it.
I was prepared with other tabs. I have like my predictions.
Okay. So Ted Lasso is well ahead of Hacks, almost 1,000 votes ahead of Hacks. Only Murders in third, and then Abbott Elementary in third, and then Only Murders and then Barry. So Abbott Elementary rising. Here's my hot take. Hacks and Barry, you could argue, are drama comedies.
You mean a dramedy?
Yes. And Only Murders is great and a lot of fun, but it is also doing another genre. And then I think, which is a murder mystery and like true crime.
I mean, I will say I laugh out loud at Hacks, Only Murders, Barry, and Abbott more than I do at Ted Lasso. So I just kind of like smile at Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso is, I think there's less jokes in Ted Lasso, especially season 2, which was much more like,
I mean, like Barry's not jokey, but it's like the comedy is so absurd then it's just like you just guffaw.
Right. I think Abbott is a traditional joke-led comedy.
Yes.
And I wonder if the good vibes from Abbott, this is maybe a television academy that wants to reward good vibes. Last year, Ted Lasso was like the good vibe show. Season 2 of Ted Lasso, while also divisive, I'd say was less good vibes than season 1. I think it took a little of a dark turn in a lot of different ways and tried to like flesh out the characters, I think, to the show's benefit, and also to like kind of maybe counteract the critique that it was like too nice, right? Remember that was like the Ted Lasso thing last year. Like season, it was just a nice show, nice people being nice, and they're still nice, but I think there is like a little bit of an edge to it, and it shows like that nice.
Well, there was a
like,
complete heel turn by one character,
right? So Nate went heel. You know, Ted had to deal with the death by suicide of his dad and all these like very serious things. Rebecca and her dad, and trying to figure out his failings after his death. Just a lot of like sad stuff in addition to people being nice to each other in a lot of ways. Abbott Elementary is just like a good vibe show. Even the villain, who is, I guess, Principal Ava, right? Janelle James, is
she's not really a villain. She's just hilariously incompetent.
Right. And even her, they like kind of like gave a
she
quality.
Has like, she has like this subplot with like her grandma. And then she went to bat for them when she had to secure funding.
Yeah,
that's her submission. Janelle James's submission, Ava versus Superintendent,
which is a great episode. So think about what's won recently, right? Ted Lasso season 1, nice. Schitt's Creek final season, nice. Fleabag had an edge. Mrs. Maisel season 1, nice. Veep had an edge. Veep, Modern Family. I
mean, I would just go back to
Modern Family,
which is the current system, because 2014 was the last year of the tape system and not the last year of Modern Family winning,
right? So Veep won a lot, but I think Schitt's Creek and Ted speaks to an academy that wants to reward kindness.
But what if they're done with that too?
What if they're not, though?
But what if they are?
I mean, if they are, then I think Ted Lasso could win again, because it still remains nice, even if it has a little bit of an edge. I just wonder if Abbott is like the number 2 option.
I think Abbott is a very broad, appealing show. So this is like one of the shows that I have told like my regular friends, my normie friends, right?
Sure.
To watch.
Yes.
And they've seen it. Like one of them is a teacher, loves it, and they love that like they have kids, like their own kids, not like her student kids. But like she loves like that it's 22 minutes like in and out so quick. So it's very easy for like voters right now to catch up to the show.
Yeah.
If they had not seen it before nominations. So, and it got 7 nominations, which is not a lot.
No.
So series, obviously it has lead actress, double supporting actress, and then supporting actor for Tyler James Williams, and writing, no directing. And then it got casting, which is its only below the line nomination. Right. So
I would say it got snubbed in directing, where it seemed like that was an easy directing nomination to me.
Yeah, like it could have gone in because like Murders got double directing.
Right. And it
Um,
should have, I think Murders definitely should have gotten The Boy from 6B, and then it also got, I believe, the pilot, right?
yes. So, oops, I clicked on drama. Yeah, so it's Alana, Barry, Hacks, the multicam slot, the Miss Pat show.
Sure.
You can really tell who follows the Emmys and who doesn't, like on nomination day when people were freaking out about the Miss Pat show and like, what does it mean? It's like, that's just a multicam slot, guys.
It's amazing how little people know about some of this stuff.
Yeah, you can, if you're wondering about that and you think like that's weird, then just Google it. Just
right.
Yeah.
Even I'll tell you what, a lot of things I don't know, but you know what I do? Google.
You Google. Yeah.
Very easy.
Yeah.
There's a great website, Joyce. If you're watching this and you're like, how do I know things? How do I find things out? There's a great website called Google. You just type in what you're looking for, and it'll probably help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Double Murders and then Ted.
Right.
So you could say, yeah, like it could have just been solo Murders for a Boy from 6B, and Abbott could have gotten that other slot. So maybe the directors were like slow on it. I don't know.
But also, like, I think it would have been Randall Einhorn, who's like a legendary TV director for Abbott.
So,
excuse me.
Yeah, so it's missing directing, doesn't have editing either, obviously.
Right. So what could it win, I guess, is it seems like, I'm not saying it's going to win comedy, but I do think it is like I think it is the alternate to Ted, not these other shows. I think the other shows could all like kind of knock each other out. And I think they all have similar audiences. I think Only Murders, Hacks, and Barry all have like the same kind of like cynical audience member.
I mean, I don't know if like Murders is like cynical.
Well, I think it's a little cynical, not as cynical as Barry and Hacks, but I think
Murder, like there's a lot of melancholy in the show.
Yeah.
It's about like these like three. It's basically about these like three sadly lonely people coming together.
Right.
But I do think like the way the race is set up now, like I don't think any one of these comedies is sweeping.
No.
So I think it's set up nicely for Abbott to pull the upset. It's just like it will really need these like every branch to come through for it when it doesn't have the nominations right now. So we're just like, maybe we don't know how close it was to like getting a nomination, like editing or something, you know?
Right.
And then you're kind of just banking on people also catching up and like voting for it. Like it needs to be like that alternative for these people. But I don't even know if like Ted is like actually, I guess you just think Ted is the front runner because it's defending champion and it got 20 nominations again.
I do think it's still good. I know like they're like it's convenient to be like, oh, the season sucked and like people didn't like it, but I've rewatched the whole season last couple weeks ago because I was interviewing Toheeb Jamo, Joyce, who I almost predicted now in supporting actor, but I'm gonna stick with Brett Goldstein, even though I interviewed Toheeb for this. I actually interviewed Brett too, so it kind of counts. I interviewed him for WGA Awards, Joyce, as a writer on Ted Lasso. Hot. This is scintillating.
You're not gonna predict Ted for writing.
No, I'm actually predicting Abbott Elementary for writing. That's where I put Abbott Elementary now, because I think Ted will still win comedy because I do think that it probably has the most broad appeal. I think Abbott would be in second, and then Murders, Hacks, and Barry probably right after. Obviously, I think Gene Smart, even with Hacks not as top of mind nor as kind of shiny and new as it was last year, it just feels like a little bit of the enthusiasm has dimmed. So I still think she would easily win in comedy actress. There's no reason she wouldn't. I still think Barry and Bill Hader win for actor, right? Like he's won 2. Why not a third? Then I have Hannah Waddingham and Brett Goldstein for Ted, and then Barry, Bill Hader for directing, and then Quinta Brunson to win for writing over Hacks.
You mean writing?
Yeah, for writing. Yeah, sorry. What did I say? Writing. It's directing, writing, Joyce. Writing. I just made up a new word.
So I think like because in phase 1 for nominations, it favors like visibility and popularity. So that's why like Ted did so well, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in phase 2 for the winners, like you need the passion. So I can see Abbott having the passion, especially if people are catching up right now. And it's so short that you can do it.
Right.
You know, like Ted has 50-minute episodes. No one has time.
Yeah. No, I know. I definitely think I could see it winning comedy series too, but I think its easiest win, it'll be Quinta Brunson for writing.
Yeah, I think Quinta in writing. I also still have Janelle James in supporting, but yeah, it could kind of be like sort of like The Americans, when Matthew Rhys won, and then the finale won for writing, but it didn't win for series, and that also did not have, that was its last year too, so different story since this is first year for Abbott,
right?
But like that didn't have below the line support really, so I think it could win multiple awards and still miss out on series because it just doesn't have the wide ranging support yet. Like maybe like series is something it could win in season 2, but I could still see just being like, I guess, a stat anomaly, like defying these stats and just winning because it's so splintered this year. Like I don't think like Ted, Hacks, or Murders or Barry is gonna dominate. I think it's gonna be kind of split. And I think like I think I've made this comparison before. I don't know, like on one of these or like in one of our columns, but it's kind of like when everyone thought Handmaid's season 2 was gonna dominate again after doing so in season 1, and it did not do that at all. But it was also facing the return of Game of Thrones, and there's no Game of Thrones in this situation in comedy. So yeah, like that will still, like 7 nominations for a series winner is very low. The other Fleabag had 12.
The other reason, yeah, and Fleabag was like more, yeah, like it had just more support. I think the other reason I think Ted could lose, I guess, even though Abbott with only 7, do you think like the other one of the other shows then would beat Ted? I guess it could.
Well, yeah, I mean, I haven't changed anything. Like I still have Hacks in first.
Okay.
So my other thing is that like I have Barry in directing and Hacks still in writing, even though I think like Quinta can really win writing. But I don't know if we'll have a series winner that does not win one of those 2 categories.
Right.
But
didn't we have that last year?
Yeah, but like you could say like that was because of like the vote split, which does not apply this year.
Yeah, you could, but it also did happen. I don't know. I mean, like,
yeah, but last year, like Ted was obviously winning, right? Like this year, you can argue that maybe it's not.
Right.
And it doesn't have the vote split because a lot of people chalked up their losses, especially in directing, to the vote split because that's
sure.
I don't think writing was a surprise.
No, and I actually don't think directing was a surprise. So like we said, it's not a show that you think of for the directing.
No, but I think also a lot of people who were not predicting Ted for directing because of the triple nominees, they were going to Flight Attendant because it won DGA, and that's flashier directing too. But as we know, if there's a vote split, they typically go to the series runner-up, which is Hacks.
Right.
And that's also not flashy directing.
Right.
So,
and also then you can't have Abbott winning and directing running up because it wasn't.
Yeah, and also like Ted still submitted multiple entries into writing and directing this year, and it only got 1 in each.
Right. I mean, the other reason I think you could end up seeing Ted lose is that I think, and again, I don't know how, like I always say this, do the Academy members think like this? But I'm like, the final season of Ted, in theory, the final, they have not confirmed it, but like everyone is on the show.
They've repeatedly said Jason has a 3-year plan.
That it's a 3-year plan and that they only want to do 3 seasons and that this 3rd season would be like the end of the arc. And like, clearly they have like a 3-act structure. And based on how the 2nd season ended on like kind of uneven ground, it's very easy to see where it could go in the 3rd season and finish up. And maybe Apple does something where they like spin it off or Jason's gone or whatever it is, right? But like, if you know that there's a 3rd season of Ted Lasso that could win, or that would be the final season, do you not think you need to worry about it this year? Because, I'm coming back to Ted for the final season, and Abbott Elementary is new and exciting, and I could just vote for that this year because I'll get Ted next time. Do you think people think like that?
But you could still get Abbott next time.
No, but Abbott is going to be, in theory, like a long-running network show. That's a show that could run for like 5 or 6 seasons easily.
Yeah, I mean, it could run for 11 seasons like Mod Fam.
Sure.
But that would also mean like you have more chances to award it.
Yeah, but you know that
more chances for Ted.
Yeah, but maybe there's diminishing returns and like you just want to get it now while you know it's good.
I mean, I think it'll explode even more, like, in the consciousness in season 2.
Yeah, season 2 will be like The Office season 2 or like Parks and Rec season 2, where people
Yeah.
start paying attention.
So it's, I feel like if maybe nominations for like a month later, it will have gotten like more than 7.
Right.
So the other thing I'll say is TCA winner voting.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, it happened in June. So we announced the nominations in mid-June, and then like literally the next day voting open, we had a week to vote in June. AKA we voted for winners before Emmy nominations on July 12th.
Right.
So like none of the winners of TCA are in reaction to the Emmy nominations, including Mandy Moore's win in drama.
Yes, so Mandy Moore won drama.
Because I think a lot of people think she won the TCA award for drama because in reaction to her Emmy snub, which is not true, because we voted before that was announced. And also, I would just say, like, I know a lot of people in TCA who are huge Mandy Moore and This Is Us fans.
Right.
And they were really pushing for her to win. So she had a lot of support within TCA already.
So we shouldn't read too much into that then.
I'm just saying they were not in reaction to the results of TCA Awards were not in reaction to the Emmy nominations, right, because we voted like 3 weeks before nominations.
Which maybe lends more credence to the fact that Abbott Elementary is like breaking through, right? It's not like a piggyback on the Emmys. It's like, we love this show so much. We gave it 4 awards.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is like, I don't think, I mean, when I vote, like, I'm not trying to predict the Emmys. I just vote for my favorite.
You are not trying to predict the Emmys, but
no, but like, I mean, I know some of my friends in TCA also aren't trying to, like, we just pick our favorites. Like, we tell each other what we're voting for. And I'll just say right now, most of our winner picks did not win in the end. So
yeah, I'm not surprised, Joyce, to hear you say that. But in the broad aggregate, it did. I don't know. I don't like. I could see. I guess I could see Ted Lasso really not winning. The other shows I just think all have like a little too samey audience and a little bit of like, I don't know. There's like reasons not to pick them, right? Like, so like Barry.
I mean, I don't think I love Barry so much. But I like, it's not gonna win. Like, no. I know that.
And like Hacks too, I think you could say there's like reasons it wouldn't win for the second season. And Only Murders, I think, is great. That first season really is fun, but I just wonder if like it's not as buzzy. I don't know. I'm really excited. This season has been really good. The second season, I actually think the second season maybe is even a little better than
I actually like the second season more, and I watched the last 2 episodes.
Yes.
And I actually like the finale, like the season 2 finale, more than the season 1 finale.
Right. Interesting.
But the finale, so it's weird because season 2, as we've discussed, of Murders, it premiered the day after phase 1 voting closed. Yes. And now the season 2 finale is gonna air the day after phase 2 voting closes.
Just a weird scheduling. I also got to say, the episode that was on this week is in the dead of winter. And it makes me wonder, would they have been better off holding this to like the fall? It feels like, when I watch the show, it feels like a fall
talking
show.
To someone last week, and they were like, it's such a fall show.
It is.
Because they're always wearing like nice coats.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a coat show. It's a cold show. It's a snuggle up with a cup of hot apple cider show. It's not a summer dead of August dripping with sweat because it's 800 degrees for a week straight show. And I wonder if they would have had better luck with the Emmys season 2 if it was airing in like September through November. Like, I'm worried now.
It's still the Emmys for next year.
But I know, I'm just saying, like, I'm actually worried about it. Like, there's actually no reason why it shouldn't have like a big second season Emmy run. Even though this season obviously had a lot of nominations as well, the first season. Second season is arguably better. It's more in the consciousness too. I think more people have seen it. But now again, because it's happening right now and it's like going to be a year, like, are people still going to, I mean, we might be talking about season 3.
Season 1 of Murders premiered August 31st,
right,
2021, and it ended October 19th. So it covered more of the fall, but it still premiered in the summer, just later summer.
Yeah. I just think maybe they could have held it. It just feels like a show. I mean,
clearly they were trying to premiere it now because of Emmys. But right, but then they still a weird timing.
Yes, they still messed up the timing. Maybe they got the wrong calendar. It's a really great show. I'm very much enjoying it.
Yeah, it was a great season. So
let me ask you this: I briefly touched on this before. No way Jean Smart loses Best Actress. But what if I'm overthinking this and actually Quinta Brunson can win Best Actress and not win writing? That Hacks
I think she can. I think she can win both, like Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Like now that we've gotten Jean an Emmy, get Jean an Emmy, got her an Emmy.
Well, Jean already had 3 Emmys before last year.
Right. But it was like, get Jean an Emmy for this. That was the idea.
I think so, like with Abbott, like everyone knows this is Quinta Brunson's baby, right?
Right.
But unlike the Oscars, when everyone votes for the winners in the winners round, it's still branch voting for the winners.
Sure.
So it's like, I don't know if there's that thinking like, oh, we can get Quinta in writing and then still vote for Jean in actress. You know, it's still just actors voting for acting and writers voting for writing. I mean, they could talk them out their votes, but it's not like a monolith,
right?
You know, doing this, splitting the vote that way. But I mean, if Quinta wins like writing and actress, then like Abbott can totally win series. Then it's just like poised to sweep. Basically,
I think if that happens and we're watching it, it's like basically like the coda of TV.
I mean, it had more than 3 nominations. Like, I actually think the key category for it is casting. Like, it can totally win casting.
So if it wins casting, would you switch it into first in your picks when it wins at the Creative Arts Emmys?
Maybe it's. I mean, not all casting winners translate to series. Like Stranger Things also won casting,
right?
You know, like When They See Us won casting. So, but. It's like a strong, let me look at the casting category. So casting is also voted on not just by casting directors, but producers and directors. Casting. So comedy series casting. So it's Abbott, Barry, Curb, Hacks, Murders, and Ted.
So, I mean, I think Ted would be a favorite there probably.
Yeah, it won last year.
And they added some good people and like upgraded some people. Good cast.
Yeah. So it won. So yeah, Shits won 2 years ago. Fleabag won 3 years ago. Mesa won. So it's matched. So comedy casting has matched under this entire system.
So if it wins, that's a good.
So the last mismatch was Orange Is the New Black under the tape system in 2014.
So canary in the coal mine. If Abbott wins casting, switch it in. That's what you're saying.
I'm just saying that would bode very well for it.
Right.
That's its only below the line nomination, and it's casting directors, producers, and directors who did not nominate Abbott.
Right. Which I still don't. Like I said, I think that's a surprising snub. Anything else, Joyce? You still have Bill Hader winning for actor. This is an award that no matter what, Abbott cannot win because there's no male lead.
Obviously, I just actually rewatched Barry, the whole series, not just season 3 last week. So, yes.
I have Bill winning also.
So,
and I think he will. And it seems that's the growing consensus. He's a little bit of ahead of Jason Sudeikis.
I also feel like to just connect it to directing as well.
Right.
Which I also have him winning for 710 North. The best episode of the season. I mean, the finale was great too, but like directorially, this was great because at the chase and everything. I just feel like in season 3 there was just a lot more discourse about like Bill Hader's skills and talent and appreciation of it, and like and also clearly when you like rewatch the series as well, like he's obviously gotten more confident in his filmmaking. Right, like you could like in season 3 he directed most of the episodes, that you can tell like his like specific vision for each episode and like the purpose of like each shot and what he wants to do. And then he's obviously also done like a bunch of interviews talking about like his influences and everything, and I think people are very aware of that, like not just the fans but also like the industry.
Right.
And yeah, like because comedy feels so splintered this year, like no one's gonna run away with it, that I do think he can still win directing even with Barry losing series.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's in a situation like Teddy Perkins, when everyone thought like Teddy Perkins was going to win and it won no awards that ceremony because Maisel won everything, but that was the sweeper.
Right.
And then like Bill in 2019 for Ronnie Lilly, like obviously the directorial achievement of season 2, people thought he was going to win that, but Fleabag was the sweeper.
Right.
Like I don't think we have a comedy sweeper this year, so I think it's like breaking well for him to actually win it this time.
Yeah, I have him locked in there, and then I have Hannah Waddingham and Brett Goldstein for supporting actor. I know you have Janelle James. Do you still have Brett Goldstein, or did you switch to like Henry Winkler?
No, I still have Janelle and Brett. I don't know, like supporting actor, I don't know what to do. Like I just have him there by default, basically.
It's weird. I just think he's like the clear choice. But
I don't know if he's like the clear choice, but I feel like he's the default choice.
yeah.
Because I think like last year he became the clear choice as season 2 was airing.
Yeah.
Because he had a lot of material. And so yeah, so like they're technically awarding him for season 2 now. But I also like, I don't know, like these, so like Henry's obviously won before and he's great. Like maybe it's just between the two of them and like they're both just kind of far ahead of everyone else.
I think so.
Like Tony's won before, but like Maisel's kind of lost buzz.
Yeah, and I don't think he was particularly memorable this last season.
Yeah. Bowen, I don't think so. Tyler James Williams, like, you know, great delayed nomination for Everybody Hates Chris.
Great reaction shots.
Amazing reaction shots. And yeah, like the other like between the 3 Ted guys, I think Brett is the favorite.
Yeah, though, I mean, not just because I interviewed him, I think Toheeb Jamo would get real. He's so good on it. I don't think he could win because of Brett and because I think he's not as well known, obviously. And it's like a welcome to the party nomination, but he's awesome on Ted and he had like a great arc and the character is so likable that you're really rooting for him, Sam Obisanya. And I think, especially in contrast to Nate, who's also in the category, Nick Mohammed, just an incredible performance. Very, very likable. But I don't think he's going to win, but it'll be nice.
Yeah, it's like a lot of like the extra Ted acting nominations are related to Hannah Waddingham arc. Right.
And so that's another reason why I think she'll win instead of Janelle James.
Is she in the lead still, Hannah Waddingham?
Yeah.
Where's Janelle?
Third. It's Hannah Waddingham, Hannah Einbinder, and then Janelle James.
Hannah Einbinder.
I love Janelle James. She's the funniest ever. Like every joke killed. Just an incredible performance.
Yeah, like I can totally see her winning. And I think like she would win under like the tape system because it's just like her performance is very tape friendly. And she submitted like her best tape, basically, Ava versus Superintendent.
Joyce, how can we get the tape system back?
I would love her to. I don't think it can ever happen because I think you can't put the genie back in the bottle because the whole reason they got rid of it was to encourage more members to vote because not like under the tape system, you only got like 2 categories.
Right.
And then that's why it was more feasible for you to watch tapes. But now that like everyone is allowed to vote, it's like, you can't be like, now you can't vote for these categories anymore, you know? So I don't know how you force people to watch these things. You have to just hope that they've seen them already or they've seen most of it already. And if they're going to watch any episodes, it's for things they haven't seen yet.
Right.
I don't think anyone's going back to watch something they've already seen.
No.
And even if they're watching something they haven't seen, they might just, if it's a performance, they might just like skip to that person's scenes or something.
Right. Anything else here, Joyce, on comedy? Or the TCA Awards?
I don't know what.
I mean, we saw like just overall So Succession won drama, outstanding achievement in drama.
Yes.
Pretty
You'd be
good
shocked
show.
to learn that I voted for it.
Yeah, pretty good show. Not program of the year though. Abbott Elementary was
But
better.
I did
than
vote for it
Succession.
in program of the year. So
Yeah.
obviously.
Nothing else here really surprised me in the TCA that would make me rethink my Emmy predictions. Dope Sick won for outstanding achievement in movies, miniseries, or specials. And like you said, I think White Lotus was snubbed altogether, right?
Yeah, White Lotus was not nominated there. And
Were the TCA folks mad that there's a second season with a separate, same character? Did that rate at all?
no, I think it was just kind of no. No, because 2 years ago we gave new program to Watchmen, which is definitely not coming back. So I hate that we did that because I'm very against it. I feel like new program should be reserved for ongoing series because it's about the promise of more good stuff.
Right.
Like it should not be for a limited series. Like last year, I think we nominated like 4 limited series in new program. Like no.
Right.
So, but I think with White Lotus, I think maybe there was just it kind of vote split itself between like limited series and comedy, maybe even drama. I don't know, depending on what you think.
Right.
It is. It's also hilarious because last year they expanded it to 8 nominations, so 8 slots. So
it's still didn't get in. Amazing.
Like Midnight Mass made it in over it, and like Girl from Plainville made it in.
I was gonna say, what about The Offer? Did the TCA love The Offer like me?
I do not know anyone in TCA who loved The Offer like you.
I'll tell you what. I was out. I went out to dinner with my parents the other night, and my dad was shocked that The Offer got no Emmy nominations. He couldn't believe it. So
I love that like he brought this to you like 3 weeks after.
We were talking about it, and I was like, it didn't get any Emmy nominations. He's like, what? How could that be?
It's like, the people's choice.
It is definitely the people's choice. That is a show that will age well.
So here's my question to you. We know a lot of people, like people who watch that show, love that show. I don't know why we're talking about a show that's not even nominated. But if it were not on Paramount Plus, would it have gotten like a nomination somewhere?
Where would have it aired? Let's think about this. Like if
we just ignore the fact of like the ownership rights.
Yeah, ignoring the fact the ownership right, what other network would have it worked on? Probably Netflix, honestly. Based on like, it's not. How do I say this, Joyce, without insulting the show I love? It's not classy enough for HBO. Right? Like HBO has got like HBO programming. I could see it doing well on Apple, but even Apple has like more of a high
is still kind
highbrow
of
brand.
And it's kind of I don't know if it would still have had the same reach.
No, Netflix, it would have been great. Could slot in right next to Inventing Anna. Similarly, similarly fun show.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they come here for, Joyce, to us talk about The Offer 5 months after it aired and no Emmy nominations.
No Emmy nominations. The other thing I'll say about TCA, so
yes.
The Career Achievement Award, it was a tie between Ted Danson and Steve Martin. They both sent in hilarious speeches because Ted was like, thank you for this amazing partial lifetime achievement award. And Steve was like, I'm just glad this is not given out posthumously. Awesome. But I'm annoyed at this trend because last year we gave it to Jean Smart, and I just feel like we're like a lot of people are just voting because like these people have like a current show.
Right.
Like last year Jean won Career Achievement and also comedy. And now like Steve was nominated for Murders.
It's amazing.
Yeah. But the year before that was Alex Trebek, R.I.P.
Yeah. Joyce, that's all I got. So we're going to do a bonus episode this week, Joyce, to talk about our way too early Oscar predictions.
We're not talking about it. We're reviewing it and then dunking on ourselves.
Correct.
How wrong we were.
Yeah, because it seems like a lot of it was wrong.
Because we did them in March.
Yeah. A lot of them were wrong. Movies that don't come out, people that don't seem like they're going to rate. So it'll be fun. I can't wait. I love dunking on myself, Joyce.
I mean, if you can't laugh at yourself, then what are you even doing here?
Laughter is the best medicine. Music is the best medicine.
Music, yeah.
I'll get that right one of these times. You know what the funny thing is? I get it right. I can't get it wrong. It's hard for me to actually, it's so obviously laughter is the best medicine that when I try to do the Golden Globe joke, I say it wrong because I'm saying it right.
But it's both right and wrong.
Yes.
So.
Just like the Globes.
Yeah.
Joyce, this was fun. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.